you will see that we are committed to training you. We're committed to growing a church the right way. And how is that? We will be training people to function in the office of pastors, prophets, evangelists, teachers, deacons, elders, and ministers. We will have training programs. You will no longer be able to function in this ministry just because you had a dream. I had a dream. I was riding on a White House, and I saw myself with a swab. You drinking Wild Irish Rose that night. No, they say it's swab. That's what they say, a swab. I had a swab in my left hand. You drinking Wild Irish Rose and eating neck bones. Listen, y'all, we are approaching our 10th year in ministry. Sheila and I had the opportunity of having dinner with what's known as one of the church gurus in the kingdom. The doctors told him that he would die in two years. He said, well, I might as well do something great for the kingdom. He wrote a book about church growth that sold 100,000 copies. He interviewed, it only takes 25,000 copies to become a bestseller. He had an interview with Dr. David Yunji Cho. Anybody ever heard of Dr. David Yunji Cho? The largest church in the world, Dr. David Yunji Cho, has 86,000 prayer warriors and 1 million members. He had a meeting with David Yunji Cho, this same guy who has been a consultant to Osting, the church that we went to this week. Pastor and I didn't sleep after the Great Awakening. We went right back to work. The church we went to, when he went there, they had 150 members. Now they have 8,000 members. They have 6 sanctuaries in one building. Their Easter celebration had 20,000 people. Their Halloween, when you go to churches, you got to find culturally what works for you. They say they do a Halloween party. It had 20,000 people, but they call it the Hoedown. I said, we can't call ours the Hoedown in Fraser. We cannot call our Halloween party the Hoedown, because they're going to throw down at the Hoedown. See, when you go to these meetings, you got to find out what's relevant to your culture. But we had lunch, we had dinner. The guy came up to us, this guy. We were the only black people at this conference. This guy came up and asked, could he have dinner with us? And he began to pull out his pad, and he began to ask us questions about our ministry. We told him we started in the living room, just me, my wife, and the children. We got up to 460 people in 2011 in attendance. We're not there now, but we got up to that. And that's not all bad. Somebody said, all money ain't good money. All members ain't good members. So when we told him that, he began to scratch his head, and he called us a freak of nature. He said, you mean to tell me that you didn't have any denominational support? No, sir. You wasn't a church split? No, sir. You didn't have no grant or no organization or no wealthy people backing you? No, sir. He scratched his head again. He said, do you understand that what you have done is impossible? Now listen, here's the guru that is saying we are amazing, and here are people in the house that think we ain't doing nothing. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. He said when we hit 450, we were larger than 93% of churches in the United States of America. That means we were in the top 7% of churches. And he could not believe, he said that 80% of churches closed within the first 2 years. Matter of fact, guys, we're approaching our 10th year anniversary. 70,000 churches have closed since we've been in existence. What's sadder than that, 200,000 and 4,000 pastors have quit. And about 170,000 have gotten fired. So y'all thank me for not quitting, and I'll thank y'all for not firing me. I'm winding down now. We have discovered that the number one reason that pastors leave ministry is because they can't find people who will work with them, people who will grab the vision. But I believe that that's not all the responsibilities of the members. I believe that some pastors have not taken the time to make it plain. I will not be that pastor. You will have clarity. You will have direction. You will have support teams that will guide you up to the only reason that you will fail is because you wanted to. I believe that the reason that this church will grow is because we have to take ownership as individuals. I believe that the key to the Pursuit of God church becoming the city that sits on a hill that cannot be healed, we must produce healthy individuals. You cannot have a healthy church if you don't have healthy individuals. These individuals will take ownership. They will buy into leadership, and they will embrace fellowship. You can't just come get your word and leave. Somebody needs your touch. Somebody needs your voice. There are women that don't want to go right back home because there's a fist waiting on them. And your love could be the support that convicts them or convinces them that they don't have to take that anymore. There are some children that go home and there's no lights, there's no heat, there's no air conditioning. We can't just run them up out of here, go home. You ain't got to go home, but we cannot do that. Because this is the house of hope, the house of love, and the house of prayer. And I'll tell you the truth. There was a time when Sheila and I, we were loyal and faithful in that ministry, and we had gone 3 months without an income. And people would sometimes, and we didn't complain, we didn't ask for no benevolence. And God would just send people to do stuff for us. One time, somebody invited us over to dinner, and they had no idea that we had nothing to eat. They didn't know until 10 years later that had we not eaten that day through the fellowship of them, and then they said, do y'all want to take this home? Why, certainly, Lord. Certainly, Lord. They gave us a big pan of lasagna. They gave us another 3 days to work with. Somebody said, you want these coupons for hamburgers? Yes, we do. That fellowship held us through, y'all. So don't get twisted by what you see me driving or how fine I am now. I paid the cost. Why y'all laughing? I'm just big bone fine. I'm big bone fine.